We want to come back from that commercial break. My guest, what's in form? And my brother Fantini, who join him, Wahamono. Albert Bondah. Mpacho mumu akwaba. It look sharp. A woman don't know I pimple no one another to a woman.
Oh, there you yeah.
From Mahade, no, back there, after my gesture won't see that. The woman who's a guy now, but team. I look fine.
That's it. I answer them.
But that's
it. Me show dance and I may miss him.
Oh, what's so well?
I'm a t-shirt into my near and son of my back.
Necessary shirt. I come on. Not my very own. Edem, Mensah-Tsotorme. Akwaba. Thank you. Now, so do for me. And I know see that.
Oh, come on, yeah, live band. Man for the young
Oh, okay.
I mean, it was a nice program. The MP was there, former Minister of Gender, Children and Social Protection, Cynthia Morrison.
Oh, okay.
Where Kama, then Dan Kwekwe was also there because now any new Aketwa. So, I mean, congratulations.
It was a beautiful
congratulations to Adolf ASL. So, Mr. and Mrs. ASL, congratulations. I mean, Swede Road, an interesting town. Now, you know, well, left eye, CLK, I mean, who in our boy Peswa, now a month for June, Swede Road, unfortunately, unfortunately. I said, one of the weekend, entertainment in Swede Road. Unfortunately.
If I have more, if I have.
Na castle. Oh.
What's the DJ? I'm going to be a GSK.
There's a parking
beautiful. Ya boko e boko ne yakohwena. Ye de enwa to form na chilling no hwan. Boko zini bi.
Me na me ko share patapa manager so.
Oh.
Free body. Also.
Na patapa o wa.
Oh.
Na ye no wo so edri.
Na
ye bro.
Oh, debut na say on no in Nigeria. But maybe somebody.
Na me be said na why the man why wife at large.
Maybe sa free body, yeah. Maybe said
what's of patapa na kumana.
Oh, I said earlier I said what was between them was like patapa kotsina Germany and on also say on team kotsina on Bretsna Ghana here. So I say where to stay as couple no na.
Say business na make a girl is why wife at large ya. E bo he no nam Nigeria no lutwe yi wa ha no lutwe.
Obisu pe abrochi
akwadenden. Patapa wa dwini.
Patapa no obi bi wo ye wa ha de a. Like oh Nigeria.
Enyum no ba record. Abrochi sound engineering studio so. On record ho number promotion.
So aside that there's a personal reason in terms of
the hired Chrome hired Ghana yedo Ghana.
I heard but I heard
I heard
but I heard though.
Utukwa na do airport
One one's na Ghana penny for the year when you cause Ghana penny for you when you baby apple. When you baby apple. When you baby apple because of our Bacado Ghana a day. Bacada Ghana a day.
If you
me too crime be an do airport and many age.
Na it to come cry one. It did 10 days. No one shall say show. We have man to Ghana. We have man to after 10 days. I'm going to know your debut. On your debut.
Ghana, and penny for Nanka. I mean, it will be amazing. Crow, I want me invest in homes. See, I want me invest it.
Those guys got not obey this kind
I mean, how? What kind of country are we living for? Yanum for so. What is the show for so? I care for.
African Casano. I'm born because of all the nations in the world, Africa is one of the most blessed nations.
Oh yeah.
We have everything, but yet we lack everything.
Because the good for oil, yeah, is who the essence, yeah.
Better forget.
Because
you're good in Canada, wherever.
at least it can good no hard na
good and what best is our
I did be refined good one build
no refinery will be ho you change but CEOs near they say but still
are the eternity
two oil only refinery I mean era encoso
but in
free and
Fambra. We've had a lot of people from the industry as Ciciano who are joining politics. John Dumelo Udzikan. No, before John Dumelo, there was Mame Dokuno.
Oh yeah, Mame Dokuno. I mean, in the past. And those days, they weren't the politics. And one of them, Nana Kwame Ampedu, no NDC, Soche MPP. I mean, there were some of them too who were.
But Mame Dokon, for instance, was standing for position.
No, NDC to MP.
Yes. Abeku Santana, Nanko Pedo stand for Infantiman, John Dumelo, Cisia, Moya movie awards.
This one,
Fritz Barfor, yes. Must now all your movie awards he was.
Then Jifa
Gomashi were inside Hormone Baby. Quite a number of people. And now, I mean, the likes of Obo, they're also in government. Obo is in
occupying
government.
Other positions.
Yes, Obo is in government.
We've had in entertainment and like we
had
Gideon
a former newscaster with GBC. On the CC, Ghana's ambassador to Turkey. Is it Francisca Ashite? Ambassador to Turkey. We've had quite a number of people. In the CC, the new ones, Wolu Room. Fred Nyama, yes. Yeah. Fred Nyama, CC, our contest for a seat. Ayawaso.
Wagon.
Yes. Into John Dumelo will contest there. Another John Boko Volta region.
Maybe Omodi behind the scene. He's going there. Over the years, some of the normal year on one chrome. I mean that area. I mean he's been doing a lot of projects there, and when politicians are doing that, clearly they are testing the waters. It could be
our very own Baba Sadiq.
Yeah.
And also Jina NDC Funu Womu Zanzanza. Obi Nati.
Yeah.
And also Ujina Adenta, Ujina MPP for Wonumu Zanzanza day. We've had entertainment figures. Wine doors. Keke. Ibinuma yenyum at Samini yenyum enyum no I still maintain there oyiskasam na kasha abana okweke jibina oye. There was allegations and denial sakodie na Kwame Eugene the honunyumi was say what they endorse oye na nadu danko akufuado ono owo Mr. Beautiful or endorse political party. Mahama, inyo. Mobo se penyi no se kakra o media Lucky Mensah ono so oyendose. Edem, mamimbisa first. Do you think that it's the right course for people in the entertainment industry to toe the lane of politics? Another the politician. The typical politician is taking advantage of people in the entertainment industry, knowing that the Monkofi they carry numbers into the use one as bait to get the numbers to vote for us.
The question with two questions.
Two questions in one.
Bakono, which is about politicians using them, and the other one, almost becoming politicians. I mean, if you look at entertainers, they are able to create a certain brand value before themselves.
Okay.
And through that, they're able to create some level of brand identity, brand positioning for their brand. And through that, they're able to also get some sort of what we are their friend or a brand equity. And your brand equity is what attracts people to you. Through a human ebia utrasinia we play a certain role, be like ABI Win, Kwekumeno, Majid. We play a certain role, be a man for penasem through that roles. Or yeah, ABI presenter, we play a certain kind of role, man, for. So it becomes his equity that attracts people to him. And because of that, ultimately reach out to the masses. And there is that easy, because of a Jumano, they can easily connect to the people. The people can relate to them. And when they are talking, people pay attention to them. So in politics, one of the most important things is message. How to be able to penetrate with your message. So if you have a star who has that brand equity, already has affection with people, the person can easily connect to the people. It's easy for the person to be like a conveyor belt to send your message. So when politicians are, in the campaign season, among other things, they see that it get to a certain point, they need somebody to serve as a facilitator for them because they need to go round. When you go round, you need numbers. Now the numbers, a year and nyoma bebre. And intina, obetimi akona we kocha, you call jogging and I say, candidates we at this place. Look at the number of people who followed him. Yeah, the year what we call the bandwagon. So the bandwagon is that bandwagon effect is like, you see, Obia say. And to say Nipano as opportunity, it means everybody has endorsed this person. So like it creates that effect. So what happens? So be a deal much the end, you mean deal much. It means Obia person kofu yana Obia person power. So let me also join. So that they need people who can bring them numbers to be able to create that bandwagon effect and to be able to pass their message round to their target. And see, if you are an artist, now, who say you can help them, all they have to do is to approach you and let you know that this is what I want you to do for me. I don't see that as politicians taking advantage of them because when they propose to you, it's up to you to look at the offer, accept or decline. Because what you should know is that the politician, this is his career. Politics need a career. So he's coming to take you to help him build his career. You, the artist, you should also know that your career is different. So if somebody is coming, when someone is coming to you for you to help him solidify his career, you also need to ask yourself, me that I'm going to help him to solidify his career, what will become of my career? You need to make that analysis. If you are not smart and you are pushed by the money, and you go without a plan, it can make or make you. So you may sacrifice. That's why some of them charge so huge, because it's like you are sacrificing your career for somebody. So you need to check the dynamics. If you're an artist, when you are a popular person or popular figure, and you think that people love you for a certain reason, you should know when to cross into political colors or not, because it may create some disaffection in your audience or your loved ones, and that may push them away from you. And when you lose those people, your brand becomes lighter. And that is why it gets to a point we have seen some of that consequences in Sunsuansono. Some of them who went to do that thing. And there are others who also were smart about how to go about it, and they still had their career. And we have those who have also decided that, okay, I want to switch my career. I have some numbers. I think that something needs to be done for the people. It's not going the way I want. I have what it takes to go and help. So I'm putting my career on hold, or I'm having my career, but I'm still entering into politics. So that one, it's a new career you are going to take. And see that one, it's a career for you. So when you do it well, it has become another career. So you go in and do both, or you do one to, advance your own goal. So it depends on how you are seeing that. Over the world, we have the likes of Ronald Reagan, America. He started off as like Ghana, because he be an MP. Then from there, he became the president of United States. Then we have had the likes of Arnold Schwarzenegger, Wetimi Ababeye, also a senator. And you could see that the margins, margins now, are very wide. And that is the affection people have for them. And in Ghana here, we have some of them who have been able to make it to the point. So what I will say is that if you are a creative person and you think you want to become an actor, it is an additional career path that you are venturing in. Make sure you put in the necessary measures, because you can win or lose. So when you lose, what become of your career? So you need to have like plan A, plan B, so that if the politics doesn't work for you, it doesn't break you or it doesn't take you off, because a risk. So when you are taking the risk and you don't have a backup, you can, I said, you can go off. So don't go into that thing without a plan. Then later, you come and blame the people that, and I feel me call party way, I feel the Obia and Yemi say, what was your plan? What was your backup plan? Maybe you didn't have a backup plan. Because if you had a backup plan, you would have known that there could be that possibility, say, people will cut you off. Or some people will, because one of the things people do not play with in Ghana, politics is part. And Convo be fun is serious.
Yes.
It's like politics, religion. And Convo taking it to heart. So anytime you are venturing it, you need to know that those consequences are there. And it's not a Ghana thing. A world over. What I say? Some people are even able to play it beautiful to the extent that they even get admired from other parts. But some people, because they are in one camp, they tend to denigrate the other people. They instead of them, like, at the end of the day, trying to let them know that, oh, I can be in this camp but still be good with you. Trying to, onona or what fans across now, obe preachy sad, they will go and rather be playing like a politician who doesn't have a career like them. A critical example was just recent, like 2020 election. We had an actor who was speaking very badly about a political party, a supporters. Oya Bema, actor Bema. And and the way the person was speaking against, and later the person had to...
actor.
No. Grandma. Later the person had to come to clarify.
Oya wana.
What's I say?
Oya wana.
Oya Ghanaian actor.
Bonitine.
What's I say? On any team, on any friends, for me, Fly Boys.
Fly Boys.
Baku Obekasa. He came to make like a denigrating comment, and people took it like serious. And later, he had to come and explain himself. So you do not create that room to bring about enmity against you, because you know you have two careers. Into Baku failure, you will definitely come back to maybe your first love. So when you go and dabble in that partisan politics and create enemies for yourself, and later the enemies are catching you and eating you up, later you will come back and say, oh, Ghana for Modi no, maybe as no, it's not about that. You need to understand the culture of the people so that you do not, get to the wrong side of the people. And see, it's very important for them to know what they are getting themselves into.
Why am I one day didn't pay their bobo? Ghana Act. Yeah, what friend Prince David or say.
Okay.
On a calibos.
Some are fly boys, but one of them.
From one of fly boys.
Yeah. Okay. Series very soon they will launch it.
Oh, okay.
I mean, when they will be doing like short videos and other things together.
McKay. Albert.
Yeah.
Edem make you comments be there. They may not be managing it well. Their involvement with politicians and all that. We've had Obitilada Dilumba. Wow, but one of the biggest political songs since 2028. And you know, baby, Ejine Bia, what has the world bowing one na? Born the Nash has a to address so. You get it. But then he has equally been able to kind of distance himself from NPP and not make it say if Okotwa not to me NPP on minim say be Okotwa we nyima. But at least he's been able to distance himself. Mekaida when the song came,
remember or kasa ill of one party.
Dabi Makai so Pade and you ne in a way interview, you know. He said that he's a musician. He was contracted to do a song. Ntoajiniska no yenyumono. And that is it. Would you say that Albert, would you say that in the Inchimba artists na wabano another other artists aside Wofreneden or Daddy Lumba, they've not been able to understand and therefore want to one draw contract but so when maybe home so that it will be I and your mama or ye make your work take and go. Want to one yanadama.
Well, so Obano the draw contract. Na yamfam come a politician and as put even if the politician the contract brain then pede a yandro mam and the babam na me campaigner. One thing that some of the musicians know and as with the artists know when you there they don't know how to defend themselves when it comes to some of these things. Because one say a contract man or there etasi, and you have to know everything that surrounds that contract na ekwa sign no. Na the conan say I don't question so or there etasi there. So don't question ma they na oti. And then if anything positive or negative comes out of it, this is how you go about it. Until obi one man day or a silence. There a casa for home. There be a wide day, why this is your MPP or NDC. On casa for home. Obi so no be casa for home. But onim how obitum we defend no home. Because when Shatawale went to Mount NDC platform our Accra Sports Stadium for Mahama the time in day. Okwa to no nyum we why Guinness Kardashian no ho. They be Shatawale release the nyum year in year out up to this time. But still onya the numbers. Onya I wanna with still aware then within. The numbers still will grow. Look at this invasion Takrade Oko Kumasi. Still Kumasi is the hub of MPP when it comes to politics. But okay, and look at the videos, look at the pictures. You edifi honum. So, if you are going to such contractor, when there contractor me komi, and answer put them coffee, I'm doing work about one. One and a walk honum that or me side. In this case, artist. In type artist now, walk or NDC for one side, and answer put the NPP for one side. Okay, you be more na no one basem, and answer put the one basema. How did he or she manage his or her PR works? And you have to know all these things before you enter into it. But there, who's covered 3 billion, 1 billion, international defeat and our cobona, a year, no back at your door, MPP in TNT on NDC in TNT on Yumbima, not for to Papado. Everyone down Korean wide then, why die? And this in our country here, so this is how we read ourselves. Say, when you're there, a shadam party, Nicola, and answer put the ni uniform pet. Now, if you are Brandon, a one no Brandon. In the sometimes, if you also don't read all these things and then know how to go about it, they be no obu no de good. Even I don't know crampo, I acquire for positive gains in the crampo. They will read negative meanings into it. But how do you defend yourselves? And here is the case, they don't know how to manage their PR and then know how to defend themselves when everything positive or negative comes out of their contract that they go into with these politicians. And to me, I'll tell them that before you go into any contract, understand it, know, and then study all those who went into same or similar contract, and then whatever happened, you have to know that the same thing will happen to you. And then when it happens to you, how are you going to defend it?
How are you going to defend it?
Yes.
Edem, Oyana, these artists that do the endorsement, Oyana what said they need to draw up a contract and know what is expected of them and then what they are also getting in return. And I am asking this because some time back, Mr. Beautiful, Obakada was sidelining. Now the sidelining, I mean, no more questions and maybe at that time was, what was the discussion that went on? Was he expecting another or endorse no we are in political position, and because we are in political position, was sideline one. Do they have to pay attention to contract or sign?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, if you are doing something which is going to be between two parties, definitely there should be, in law, a very big consideration. I mean, what are you both agreeing on?
Okay.
That thing, but one thing about this political endorsement, at times it comes in many forms. There is one wabo in yum and the people think that okay, we want to use this for our campaign. Then they come and see you.
And hold on.
Okay.
Yenesa Kababa Sadiq or Ahmanudo, a pedean chichen in Komokakra. Hello, Baba Sadiq.
Oh, say.
Adumo Mpocha Washe.
Oh, Yanko.
Yedanyamiasi. Yamo Aquaba, but each at Shudo.
Yeah.
Yedamo Aquabi view. Baba Sadiq.
Yes.
You are in the entertainment industry and you are also into politics.
Sir.
Would you say that this lane of people from the entertainment industry towing the political lane, it would help build the entertainment industry? Yeah?
Oh, I mean, obviously, so politics it's also a means to an end.
Okay.
If we leverage it very well, we leverage the levers of political decision making, it could impact the media and entertainment industry well.
Okay.
Here, politics, it has different professions or specialists. They take part in politics, and they do a preview where you require almost specialist experience and insight in it. So politics is one thing. When your lawyers will move, when your architects will move, when your quantity surveyors should be when your engineers, when your doctors, when your accountants. You have different people with different professions. All of them come to a more active part in politics. Now, it do bring a lot of these experiences, will come into bear. Beyond that, the media and entertainment industry is just like any other industry, in terms of the way it's being managed, in terms of the way we create value out of our creativity, Okay. So, our experience and insights, all of it coming to bear. So you do a bear as you create something or you try to create something of value for an industry such as the media and entertainment industry. So because it's long overdue. Those of us with experience of managing media and entertainment who are involved, it's long overdue. So we also take part in the decision making at the highest level. to ensure that we unlock value for our young industry.
We have somebody wow entertainment industry no for as long as I can remember. Honorable Makukri Kumanti, as he's here, hold the ministerial position. But then there has been that conversation there, even though he holds a ministerial position and he knows the challenges are our entertainment industry no mono. Okay, no onto me boy, ma changes pepe bia mba industry no mo. Inti say if we have witnessed a thing like this, no, it's not a concrete thing there. So obifi industry no mo, na say or join or venture into politics because they understand the problems in the industry into no obotum wa aboa industry na ye.
Oh, I mean, in the same vein, no, and also no, a lot of other professions professionals of the industry more. Once they got the opportunity at the decision-making table, they were able to make an impact. So different circumstances, different situations. Okay. Dr. Ben Abdallah worked in industry. Obedani culture minister, no, in the late 80s, coming to the early 90s. There are a number of things that came out of it. Your cultural policy, the draft of it began from that point. It was because of the work of a movie and the National Theatre of Ghana. It was because of Omo work, and it created a number of organizations by law, which are all came to create or unlock value for the sector. Beyond Onosono, even Honorable Jifagomashi. Onona Bresuna for the first time, we had the creative economy added to the Ministry of Tourism and Culture, the Ministry of Tourism. You know, so there have been different other professions of the industry. If we look at it strictly from just one person's point of view, we could be getting it wrongly. In the same vein, we've had doctors, the Deputy Minister of Health, but their problems of health still persisted. We've had accountants, and in the country, the biggest conversation in domestic job exchange. We had the finance specialist and now a finance minister. What would we say about the social conduct? Should we say because there's been a challenge with this unknown leadership in the financial industry, they shouldn't take part in political decision making. You know, so I mean, I can't speak for Mark. Of course, sometimes as well, if there is the lack of commitment, overarching commitment from a pioneer Kasa, it trickles down to almost even the appointees.
Okay.
So pretty much, you know, I think that yes, it's a very worthy example that you can cite, but again, we can also cite a lot more other people who feel industry, or when they served. We had a lot of other good things come out from it, you know. Yes.
Sadiq, moving away from there, but then still within the circles, no. Yes, celebrities are what endorse the political parties, and considering the fact that in our part of the world, people are not matured to that point that say if asimesi or your artist me pena some another actor or your obia me penny movies or endorse a political party, na say many political party no in ya. I automatically have to stop watching or patronizing them artists na another actor no. Do you think it is wise for celebrities to keep endorsing political parties?
Of course, why not? And here you are mentioning a certain point. Okay, say, I see in matured and blah blah blah. In all the other markets, more matured economies or more matured markets, almost with all of them becoming matured. Okay. If we so and then we kept on moving till we had the situation. And sometimes you have to force certain things to happen. You have to force certain things to happen. If you're doing a good work, if you're doing good things and you're elevating the bar, whether you like it or not, things will happen. And sometimes if you begin to go out of your way and think and do things on your own, you don't really rely on certain things for it to happen because we're going on politics. You just have to be above board. So I still call on, it's important say they can be able to wear their voice. Look, let's say TBBS, entertainers are also social commentators. Particularly, they are all social commentators. You know, they speak about things and happenings in life. And so if they are social commentators and we agree and through their social commentary, because if they think about love, it's also because it's something that is prevalent in the society. If they're thinking about money, if they're thinking about happiness, if they're thinking about this, these are things that resonate with the people. You know, so if we all agree, say, these people could engage in social commentary and entertain us, how much more if they also engage in the social commentary, whether we like it or not. So for me, it is important entertainers and celebrities can go ahead to wear their opinions and their voice. They should be allowed to express themselves in the best way possible, particularly if they are not killing or engaging in any crime. You know, so I don't think it's a problem. Whether we like it or not, the country will grow. Yeah, in politics, man, even in the political space. Say like the way it is now. But if we be a true baby, would by all means grow. But be it as it may, you would have to force the system. You would have to do it. A few of us must take involved. A few of us must make the sacrifices. People will come to terms with it. People will come to terms with it. That's the point about it. To me, I mean, if lawyers are taking part in politics and nothing is happening to them, if doctors are taking politics and nothing happening, and they are imaginary. We've gotten to a point where people, whether they like you or not, do not control the impact, the positive impact that comes to you. It's in the mind. It's in the mind sometimes. You know, they feel because whether you like it or not. Now, when a child say, because alone, everybody will like you. Today, whether they endorse political parties or not, it's not everybody that will like them. You will have some will like them, some wouldn't like them. Why are they not saying, say, oh, it will empire, because of the guy on tour? But because you have an opinion on politics, you resign yourself to the fact, oh, there are just some few people that are showing an aggression towards me. But even politicians who said all of everybody likes us. That's how come we have the political party. I belong to MPP, so we belonging to MPP. Okay. Somebody in MPP will not like me. But it will not stop me from making the impact. It is in the mind. If we begin to defeat these things from our minds, the people will align. And I said it to a number of artists, and then we've had artists that have endorsed political parties or endorsed their messages. Whether they, they are different sides. Sometimes they endorse a message, they endorse a candidate, or they endorse a political party, or they endorse the campaign one way or the other. Yeah. They've survived it. Hasn't somebody endorsed a political message and a political candidate? Well, is he still in business or not?
Oh, he's still in business.
Yes. Hasn't Komna. How long ago was Komna endorse a political party and a political message? 2 days ago, he held one of the biggest and beautiful events in the country. You can mention a lot of them. Sometimes in the Bino, it sits in the mind. It sits in the mind. How many times in 2020? In 2020, I was a spokesperson of the 2020 campaign for the NDC in terms of tourism, art, and culture. After that, I've gone on to launch a television channel. I've gone on to organize successful editions of the 3 Music Awards. Yes. I've gone on to organize a Wonderland Festival. I continue to do a lot of things. So how not Argentina won't mean here? What is the problem? Who is holding you back? Yes, some will like you, some wouldn't like you, just like even if you're not doing politics anyway. Some will like you, some wouldn't like you anyway. Has that stopped you from releasing that top-notch music that would attract eyeballs? And like they say, when the music hits you, you feel no pain. Whether Komna endorse a party you like or not, and in the bar, you will not budge to it. You can't stop it. You can't stop it.
Dance to it.
Yes. Whether the actress, whether Yvonne Nelson or whatever did to him must stop or not today. In fact, this week she's releasing a movie. If the movie and the promotions and everything is sucking all of us, we will try the numbers to go and watch it. Yeah, so what is the big deal? So sometimes it sits in the mind. But we need to understand that that table of decision making is not the sole reserve of people from other industries. Because They are not better than
Sadiq.
us. They are not doing anything different than us.
Sadiq.
Yes.
Edem pede oka asemetro. Edem, you can speak.
Yeah. So I mean, you were talking about the fact that I would say it would take like some process to be able to, I mean, reorient the minds of people to accept some of these things. And in doing that, one of the things that we must, the creatives or influential people who are going into politics should be mindful of is responsibility. Their utterances, how they speak against one side of the divide, because that also has the tendency to create enmity for you. Because at times the people will not hate you for no reason. And Sadiq, I mean, there are times you've had cause to even engage not friendly or some of the creatives who are on the other side because of some utterances against maybe your side. I mean, so it must come with a responsibility in as much as we are trying to reorient. If you are at the other side, don't be so partisan to the extent that you create unnecessary enemies for yourselves. Because at the end of the day, you will also contribute to the people not accepting some of these things.
Okay, so what I'll say to that is that, first of all, politics is politics, and it will be now. It's a matter of personal choices and style, and the manner with which anybody goes.
Yeah.
For me, and as far as they are not moving in the realm of absurdities, and then obviously they are not engaging in any crime, we don't have a problem. But then again, who are you or who is me, Baba Sadiq, to create a certain standard for a certain individual? If it's my style not to engage in a certain, because whether we like it or not, once you're going to engage in partisan politics, don't forget you would have to take a stand against an opposing political party. And once you take the stance, you've taken a stance. Whether you like it or not, it will be enough business for somebody to like you or not to like you. And like I said, we will all gradually get to that point where we just understand that it's just a differences in ideas, it's just a differences in executions, it's just a differences in the ways we all go about providing relief for the people. So the point is that it is not a matter of, oh, you have to follow this party or follow this party, follow this party. No. If it's not a crime, if they are not getting into a point where you know, that's it.
You have 1 minute remaining.
That's all matters. That's all matters. And that's why I said to you that even today, on social media, across board.
Baba Pocho, you butcher do a harmon, Yanamber Naso. Yanamber Naso, Yadasi P, there joining him. Yadasi. Edem. Waka, just about a minute or two. Na here time no waso. And you know, ma'am, final submission. Yviana Albert.
So like I stressed, I mean, yeah, Sadiq is saying that a style, but regardless of how it is, you will take a stand. Yes, you will take a stand, but it should come with a certain responsibility. You will take a stand, but you should know how, because there are even real politicians are. Some people from the other side admire them. A critical example is Dr. Koboy. There are people in the NDC who admire him because, I mean, how he attacks issue even when it's against the other side. So, I mean, learn how to, I mean, express your points, but not disrespecting the other side. Because you should be like an agent of change to change the way, the kind of tension in politics. But you shouldn't rather come and add to it. Now, for me, being a creative person, the advice I'll have for them is that they should go and be a change. I mean, they should advise and cause a change in how people present issues against the other sides in politics, so that we will not continue with this heat. Later, Ejani Beshisho Baka, now you Ghana for the politics. One hour me Jana Shisho.
1 hour major show. Two final submission.
Yeah, into final the mechanism answer now over on politicians you have to know their game, read them, know how to move with them, and then whenever there is that hit coming back to you, you also know how to defend yourself. Men konem kweshim akeke say, oh tikabam intisadi awo kono kweshim na anything be so whether it affects your